you finished last season, did you look ahead to this year as a big personal opportunity for yourself? And what did you feel like you did to prepare yourself to have a big role with this team?
I kind of looked at it as a way for me to grow in many ways, academically and physically, to maximize myself to the best way that I can for me and my teammates. Because a lot of people were pushing me over the break and the time we had off, and they were telling me that I have a chance, and not just myself, but other people on my team, to play a big role in this year. And ever since we found out that we were able to play, we kind of like had that spark, and we just haven't stopped working. So it was just a continuous thing for me to try to grow and develop myself better than I was last year.
What's the most important piece of advice that you've gotten from Malik?
Just to stay focused and not to always dwell on like things that happen, all the bad things, whether I have a bad day or even a good day, just to look at it as a way for me to improve each and every day.
All right, next up, Bill Rabinowitz from the Columbus Dispatch and Dan Hope on deck. Bill.
Hi, Marcus. Obviously, you and Josh are competing. Tell me what sets you apart. How would you describe yourself as a player?
Well, I mean, Proc has many things that I don't have, and Josh is a great ball player, a tremendous ball player, matter of fact. He has a great way of making his way to the ball. He's fast coming down. And his size even plays a huge role in the factor of being safety. So, like, Josh has many things that I could do, well, that I can't do, and I have many things that he can't do. But, like, it's hard to explain. We all have our own ways of working, and he handles his and I handle mine. We both work together on the back end, so we kind of keep ourselves together.
And what would you say are your biggest attributes? And also, could you just kind of address the idea of replacing somebody as reliable as Jordan was last year?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? I couldn't hear you.
Could you describe your attributes and also the challenge and responsibility of replacing somebody who was as responsible as Jordan Fuller was last year?
That comes back again on just being more focused when it comes to meetings and being more detailed when watching film, because Jordan was a tremendous athlete, and on top of it, he was on top of his film. So that's kind of the bigger step that we have to take as upcoming safeties. So we have to just be more detailed when we're watching film, because that's what Jordan always told us. He was always in the film room, breaking down film and seeing what broke out in each play and kind of getting what we needed to do better at.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, next up, Dan Hope from 11 Warriors with Austin Ward on deck. Dan.
Hey, Marcus, what's it been like just having Kerry Combs in a room with you guys this year, and kind of what's the dynamic been like of working with both Kerry and Matt Barnes?
It's been a blast, even though we get yelled at quite some times, but it's very great having both of them in the room, because they both have great minds, and they're always inspiring us and always giving us tips on how to be better each day. And I'm truly blessed to be around these guys I'm around now, because like they're always wanting to bring out more of the best inside of us. And not too many people see it behind the scenes, but like they're always trying to bring more out of us. Whether we feel like we are all, they always manage to get more out of us.
What do you think are things for you personally that you are getting more out of yourself this year?
I would say being more detailed, because as last year was, I wasn't as consistent as I was, but now I'm starting to get the more glimpse of what I can become. So we're still working towards trying to be the best people that we can be here, and trying to work our way to being able to handle things when we have our first game.
Thanks, Marcus.
All righty, next up, Austin Ward from Letterman Row with Bill Landis on deck. Austin.
Marcus, when you describe the complementary skill sets that you and Josh have, does that lend itself to maybe you guys are thinking that there will be more opportunities for both of you to be on the field together, or or how are you guys anticipating that rotation playing out this year?
We just play ball. Really, we don't really worry about the rotation or anything or what coach has planned for us. But all I know is that me and Josh Proctor are very close friends. He's been there since we were freshmen. We were close when we first got here, and I always looked up to him, and we kind of like shadowed each other. So we were always with each other when we first got on campus, and he always telling me don't worry about play or things that were bothering me at the time being. So we were always being the good teammate and friends to where we would bring each other up and not dwell on things that were bothering us at times. So he always brought out the best in me.
So when you guys when you guys played that single high last year, the problem is that only one safety is on the field. Like that, is there frustration for that, or do you guys kind of like that opportunity because you know when you get on the field that you're the primary guy? As someone who's in that position, what is it like dealing with that when that's the way you guys are playing defense?
I mean, everybody's ready to play. Every last person in our position group, and we all come out with the mentality that we need to be the best that we can be each and every day. So, in my eyes, it doesn't matter who is starting on the day, but just know that everybody's going to play.
All right, next up is Bill Landis from The Athletic with Brendan Gulick on deck. Bill.
Hey, Marcus, what about your skill set do you think lends itself to kind of playing that center fielder, the deep middle of the defense?
We all have a different mindset playing safety, and I feel like mine is just getting the ball. And we want to have huge turnovers and things like that. And I know I could tackle and do things of that nature, but like I'm trying to be more focused on trying to get the ball any way that I can and put our team in a better position to score on offense.
Thanks.
All right, next up is Brendan Gulick from Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated with Joey Kaufman on deck. Brendan.
Hey, Marcus. Thanks for spending time with us, man. Hey, I asked Coach Barnes this question. I kind of want to ask you the same thing here. So he referenced that when he's gone from place to place, one of the big challenges that he faces is learning how to coach players that you don't have a pre-existing relationship with, because he's early in his career and he's gone to a couple different schools. So obviously you came here in 2018 and had a season under your belt before he arrived. When you were going into your second year and he was coming here for the first time, can you tell us maybe a story or something about how you went about developing a relationship with him to kind of establish that foundation together?
It was around the time of, I don't remember the day exactly, but when they first got here, I met Coach Barnes and Coach Halfley, and he introduced himself to me, and I kind of like was like, wait, he got a little pep to him. He kind of like he sparks the day whenever you talk to him, and he's always being so bright and upbeat whenever you speak to him. So I remember our first practice, and I did something in the drill well, and he came up to me at the end of practice. He said, "You did well today," and then he called me little head because I guess he says my head's little. And ever since that day, he's been calling me little head. He just makes me smile whenever he talks to me, and he always tries to brighten my day. Even if he knows that I'm having a bad day, he tries to bring me towards a good direction of my emotions, because that was kind of something that I struggled with my freshman year and going into my sophomore year.
I love it. Thanks for sharing that. And real quick about special teams, more so than safety. You played a pretty significant role on special teams last year. I'm just curious if you can tell us a little bit more about how you took pride in that last year, where maybe this year you're hoping to be on the field more on the defensive side of the ball.
It's just we have a standard here, and I don't want to let my teammates down. Nobody want to let their teammates down. So I just kind of play with more enthusiasm and heart, because like if you love something, you wouldn't want to like ruin that. And the bond that I have with the guys here, I don't want to break that. I don't want to ruin it, because like I wouldn't trade for anything in the world.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. All right. Next up is Joey Kaufman from the Columbus Dispatch with Colin Hass-Hill on deck. Joey.
Marcus, from your perspective on the defensive side, just being matched up against some of the receivers in practice, has there been any younger guys or any from the receivers who have stood out to you or been a tough cover at all in this preseason?
We have a lot of great receivers here, and I think they all play their role individually in their own way, and it doesn't matter who you go up against. They always give you a good look, and I mostly go with Jackson Smith and Garrett Wilson and Sam Wiggles. They always give me good looks, but I think everybody has their good looks whenever we're going against the wide receivers. They always give us their best, and I wouldn't want anybody else giving me the best looks other than Sam Wiggles and all them, because they're always selling good routes and showing us different ways a route could be run.
All right. Next up is Colin Hass-Hill from 11 Warriors with Tim May on deck. Colin.
Marcus, what is the biggest difference in your mind of how Ohio State wants you and the safeties to play this year versus how they did last year with Jeff Hafley in charge?
We didn't have much time to work on our packages and things like that, so we kind of just had to take the time we had and just keep trying to get towards the goal we have, and we want to develop ourselves to where we're able to make these plays and handle things in certain situations to where everything's going to be okay, because we already had seen it before. So we're trying to take the time we have and do what we can with it and trying to get us close to where we need to be.
What's the most important thing that you learned maybe last year from watching Jordan Fuller about how to be successful at that high safety position and how to play that and make sure you're in the right position?
It's just to get the ball down whenever it's in front of me, because being in the middle of the field, it's kind of hard making that open field tackle. So we kind of work on trying to handle that whenever it comes. So we're preparing ourselves ahead of time whenever that situation happens in the game.
Appreciate it.
All right. The last questioner for Marcus will be Tim May from the Tim May podcast and Letterman Row. Tim.
Thank you very much, Mike. Marcus, why aren't you and Malik playing in Major League Baseball right now, since everybody thinks you guys are great center fielders?
I feel like we always kept ourselves busy whenever we were younger. My uncle had talked to my mom into making me play baseball to get me out of the house, because if football was year-round, he would probably want me playing that. So yeah, I had played with my younger friends in high school. I think I played 9th, and then I had skipped my 10th and 11th grade year, and I played my senior year just to have one more good memory with my friends. I guess they said that I'm very fast, I guess. I don't know. I haven't ran a base in a minute, but it was just a hobby, I guess I would say. But a lot of people say I was athletic enough to play baseball, but I couldn't see myself in that area. But I mean, if I probably worked at it more, I'll probably say it could happen. But my older brother, actually, he could have because he actually liked it, and
yeah,
I was always told that he could pitch very well, and I couldn't really make it to his games because I had my own going on at the time. So
yeah. Hey, real quick though, have you been in touch with Malik a lot? I mean, obviously he's had a tough situation this year with the Achilles and stuff. And how often do you guys actually even talk?
We try to get in contact with each other as much as we can, because our schedules kind of don't align. And whenever he's at his facility getting work done with his Achilles, I'll be either in class or in the training room getting something done for some injury. Well, not injury, but like bruise or something that I have going on with myself. So whenever the day's all done and things, I would try to give him a call and talk to him. But we mostly talk 2 to 3 times a week, just so we're checking up on each other. He's making sure I'm straight, so I'm not stressing myself out about anything that's bothering.
Hey, one of the quickie, Sam Wiggles. I mean, there's a name that hadn't come up very often. What do people need to know about this kid?
He got everything that any wide receiver that's came out of there has. He has the heart, he has the speed, he has the mindset to be a good player, and a lot of people don't get to see that from guys that are on our team. So when I say that there's a lot of people that contribute to our success, there is a lot of people that contribute, and I feel like Sam Wiggles gives everybody the best look that is out there, and he just gives it his all.
Thank you, man.
No problem.
All right, Marcus, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.